It used to be Cherry Hill Baptist Church, and then the Chinese congregation was actually a fellowship of the Baptist Church, and then Baptist Church closed. Okay, we can get started. The other day, well, Thursday, I had the special session on banking, and we had about 15 people join us. And I'll say this to you: if there's any topic that you would find useful that you think we could do a session on, please let me know, and we can arrange a time, and we use probably Thursday night and do a special session on whatever topic it might be. What people told me was it was very useful because it is a very confusing topic.
Yes, I watched a TV on your YouTube. Joseph's video, half class.
Yeah. So you thought it was helpful?
Yes.
Good. Okay. I'm gonna do what I usually do, which is ask you how you are, and then I do have another question for you. And that question is, I'll bring up the whiteboard. What is your favorite season? So, I guess I'll answer that first. My favorite season probably is spring. The weather is not too hot, not too cold, and I like the flowers that are blooming in spring. It's just really a great time. I think part of it is because winter, we're inside most of the time. Spring, we can finally get outside and walk around. And I work in Philadelphia. The area I work in is called Old City. So it's where the Liberty Bell and the Constitution Center are. And it's really a nice area to walk around. Okay. So, Annie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, and what did you do today?
I did some chores like usually weekend routines. And I go to Home Depot, pick up some material since I'm prepared to make a metal holder for my son.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's in middle school, right?
Yes. He's 6th grader.
Okay. What school does he go to?
Berlin Community School.
Okay. Which Home Depot do you go to? Cherry Hill?
No, West Berlin.
Oh, okay. I usually go to Mount Laurel.
Oh.
I live on in Marlton, right near Route 73, and the map shows that Berlin is closer, but it's faster to go to Mount Laurel because of the traffic lights.
There's Lowe's at Wahi, next to BJ's.
Yeah. Okay. And what is your favorite season?
In China, my favorite season is when I live in China. My favorite season is spring, but here I change. My favorite season is summer because I have a seasonal allergy. So it's more serious in spring, the pollen,
That's actually very common. People, when they come from another country to the United States, they suddenly have allergies that they didn't have before. And I guess because the trees and flowers are different.
Yeah, and the kids take summer break, so I have more free time in summer. I don't need to get up so early.
Yeah. Do your children have allergies?
Yeah, whole family.
Okay, yeah. Both my sons have allergies. The older one, it's a lot worse. So, and he's had it for most of his life, and he also has asthma, so the allergies get really
Oh.
bad for him. So, okay. Yuchi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And what did you do today?
Today, I'm stay home because yesterday my son-in-law peasants come to my daughter's house to visit their grandchildren.
Okay.
This afternoon, just went back.
Okay.
Okay.
And what's your favorite season?
My favorite seasons is China's autumn.
Okay.
Okay.
What part of China are you from, north or south?
China，他说
什
是吗？
么地方？问你是来自南方还是北方？应该是中东。
南方，
中部，南
那是中部。
Okay.
中
Okay.
middle of
Okay. Okay. I was asking because I know North China would start to get very cold in the fall, and South China doesn't get cold at all. Okay. Xiaozhen, how are you?
Well, thank you.
Good. And what did you do today?
This morning I bought my granddaughter some clothes online on Taobao. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and afternoon I cut my husband hair.
Okay. Yeah, I cut my own hair because it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
What's your favorite season?
My favorite season is autumn, because a lot of trees are falling down from tree. A lot of leaves from fell down from trees. Yeah, and leaves change different color.
Yeah.
Yeah. In China, spring is very humid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost always rain.
Yeah. Especially May and June.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been in China in the rainy season, and it's it's like every day.
Yes.
Okay.
I feel very cold. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to look at the dialogue, and it's kind of a follow-up to last week where we were talking about school. This time we're going to be talking about subject, and I'm going to go over the words. Most of them I just put on here just to get the pronunciation. So we have biology, geography, history, literature, excellent, becoming, attended, important. And then they give us two categories. One is social sciences, and social sciences are a group of subjects. The subjects, and I don't know other than history, I don't know any of the Chinese words for any of these. So, but these subjects considered social sciences are anthropology, archaeology, economics, geography, history, law, linguistics, politics, psychology, and sociology. And then the natural sciences are biology, chemistry, and physics. When I was a college student, I think we had to take 3 different social sciences and 1 natural science. I took economics, economics, politics, and psychology. Okay, so let's look at the main article. And since we only have 3 people, why not Annie and Xiaojian read it? Annie, you read the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
What subjects did you learn in school?
I learned math, science, physics, biology, geography, geography, history, literature, English, art, and music.
What subject did you like the most when you were at school? Were you good at it?
I liked biology the most, although I was exactly at literature.
Did your friends like that subject too?
Yes, they did. They enjoyed every single biology lesson.
Was the textbook written in English or any other language?
It was read in English.
Okay, I gotta scroll.
Who taught that subject?
My teacher was Miss Karen from the USA.
How was that subject helpful to you?
It helped me a lot in becoming a biology teacher.
How often did you learn that subject?
I often had biology lessons 5 times a week.
How long did you spend on that subject at home?
I spent roughly 2 hours.
Roughly.
Roughly 2 hours per day studying biology at home.
Have you ever attended any actual classes for that subject?
Yes, I have. I usually attended evening classes.
Gonna scroll.
Is it important to study hard on both social sciences and natural sciences?
No, it isn't. Students should study the ones they like and those that are helpful to their career path.
Career path.
Career path. Okay. What was I going to say? I don't know. I saw something. I was going to talk about it. I forgot what it was. Let me see if I can. Sorry.
You mean roughly?
Roughly, yes. Okay. Roughly means approximately or about.
About. Okay.
About, yeah. About.
Yeah. So
Right.
I spent about 2 hours per day. Okay. So Yuchi, you read the first one. I'll read the second one.
Okay. What subject subjects did you learn in school?
I learned math, science, physics, biology, geography,
Geography.
history, literature, English, art, and music.
What subject did you like the most when you were at school? Were you good at it?
I liked biology the most, although I was excellent at literature.
Did your friend like that subject too?
Yes, they did. They enjoyed every single biology lesson.
Was the textbook writing in English or any other language?
It was written in English. Let me scroll.
Who taught that subject?
My teacher was Miss Karen from the USA.
How was that subject helpful to you?
It helped me a lot in becoming a biology teacher.
How often did you learn that subject?
I often had biology lessons 5 times a week.
How long did you spend on that subject at home?
I spent roughly 2 hours per day studying biology at home.
Have you ever attended any extra class for that subject?
Yes, I have. I usually attended evening classes.
Is it important to study hard on both social science and natural science?
No, it isn't. Students should study the ones they like and those that are helpful to their career path. A couple other things I wanted to point out in this. The question here is kind of awkward. Was the textbook written in English or any other language? Obviously, it had to be written in English or any other language. It really should, I think, really should say, was it written in English or another language?
Yeah.
Yeah, because any other, it had to be. One of the things I will point out, it doesn't really say what education level this is, whether it's high school or college, but based on referring to the teacher as Miss Karen and the fact that they had lessons 5 times a week would indicate that it is probably high school. So here, generally in college, you would refer to a teacher as professor. So even if you use the first name, it would be Professor Karen. Usually they use the last name. And usually college level classes are 3 times a week and in the sciences, it's 3 times a week plus 1 lab day. I would guess that this was a college, rather high school. Okay, so rather than ask you what subject you like the most, I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it to what subject did you hate the most? And the reason I'm doing that is simply because they have biology as a subject this person liked the most. And that really was my least favorite subject. I was never good at either chemistry or biology. I did like physics, but I actually really hated biology. So, Annie, what subject did you hate the most?
I don't like chemistry.
Okay, that's two of us. Just out of curiosity, what didn't you like about it?
The chemistry. It's hard for me to remember all the elements.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I think there's now like 180 of them or something. So yeah, the periodic chart of the elements. I think
Yeah.
hydrogen's still number one.
I heard my daughter, they have a song for it, the teacher teach them how to sing a song for it to remember these elements.
All
Yeah.
all 100 plus elements.
Yeah.
That's a long song. Okay.
She has good memory.
Yeah. Okay. Yuchi, what subject did you hate the most in school?
History course is chemistry
Okay.
too. Yeah.
All right. And what about you, Xiaochen?
I hate politics the most.
Okay. Yeah. That's one subject I did kind of enjoy. I wouldn't major in it, but I did enjoy it.
In China, we have to
Yeah.
take the politics since elementary school.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably hate it then too. For me, one of the interesting things about it is math. I was always very good at math. I could get B's and A's without studying, but I never really liked it.
Why?
To me, it was just boring. Which it's kind of weird that you can be good at it but not like it.
Yeah, my son, he's good at math, but he told me it's boring for him to take a math class.
Yeah. Then I guess he and I are alike. So. Okay, so let's switch that and what was your favorite subject? And before I ask you that, somebody joined us. There's Ching joined us, and she had the sun in her behind her. It was hard to see you. Ching, your camera is facing a window, so it's very hard to see you. Okay, Xing, what we were talking about is subject. And the first question was, what subject did you hate the most in school?
I learned the English.
Did you hate that?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
I remember the English word.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is sometimes we hate a subject and we say, why do I need to learn this? And sometimes like that, you find yourself in the United States and you need to know English. Okay, so what subject was your favorite? For me, I would say maybe physics. I don't know, just find the natural laws of physics to be, in terms of the sciences, physics to me is the most realistic. Annie said that memorizing the periodic chart of elements was difficult. For me, the theological, not the theological, but the theological elements of chemistry, where this element bonds with that element and produces this, so sodium bonds with chloride and produces salt, and not being able to see that was really what made chemistry hard for me. Whereas physics, you can see physics. I can demonstrate gravity by dropping my mouse, Okay, so let's get to Xiaojian. What subject was your favorite?
I was good. I was good at math. I think I don't have favorite subject.
Okay.
Yeah. But I enjoy to do exercises in math.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you didn't have a favorite subject.
Yeah.
In American colleges and universities, they have what they call the core courses, which everybody has to take. So in American colleges, everyone has to take I think 2 years of English, a year of math, a year of science. Those are what they call core courses everyone has to take. Then you have electives, which are things that you take because you want to. Is that true in China, or is everything? Do you have electives in China?
I
The
didn't.
college,
I
yeah.
didn't go to college. I
Okay.
just finished the high school. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
even
that time it's very difficult
Yeah.
to go to college.
Okay. So even at the high school level, here they have electives. Do they have those in China?
We have to learn. We have to learn all of the subject at school. Yeah.
So you can't choose any.
We don't have choose. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's very different over here.
Yes.
All right. Yuchi, what was your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is drawing and music.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. I actually did like drawing and or art, but I was horrible at it. About all I can draw are stick figures. So. Okay, Annie?
Yeah, I like math, algebra. Yeah, I'm interested in solving the problem of algebra.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe that's where your son gets it from.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he get that from me.
Yes. Just out of curiosity, what about your husband? Is he good at math, or does he like it?
No, he doesn't go at math.
Okay.
So my daughter get that from her dad.
Okay.
My daughter go at language art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My sons both did well in math. I don't know if they like it, but they did well in it. Okay. So Ching, what was your favorite subject?
Me?
Yes.
My favorite subject is music.
Okay. What type of music do you like? Classic, modern?
Classic.
Okay. All right. Let's see what else we have here. They have a question here. Did your friends like this subject too? So I'll change that just a little bit. And Yuchi, do you have friends that like the subject?
No,
Okay.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shajan, what about you?
Yes, I have a friend. She really like math, and her grandfather was a good teacher at math. Yeah.
Yeah, Queen.
Yeah, I have my friend, my best friend, who like music.
Okay. And Annie.
Most of my friends like language art.
Okay. The reason I changed the question a little bit is because sometimes you'll take a class, for example, physics or a music class, and you actually meet people in that class and you become friends as opposed to being friends and taking the class together. It's a little bit different. Like, oh yeah, we have this common interest. Actually my I don't think I ever said this. My major in college was fine arts with concentration in theater and more so specifically in technical design. So it was very close to architecture. And I really enjoy that. And in taking those classes, I did meet people, of course, with the same interests, and we were friends for many, many years. And then I got out of college and never did that. So never really worked in the field of my major. So, okay. Quing, how was the subject? How was music helpful to you?
When I have a dress, I listen to music. I feel relaxed.
Okay. Okay. Shajan, how was any subject really useful to you? Math or whatever?
Yes. Math is very useful to me in my job. Yes. In the first 10 years of my work, I calculate disposed and low interest manually. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So the math is very helpful for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
In my job. Yeah.
Yeah. Yuchi?
I first worked in the school's publicity department. Later become a mechanical drawing teacher.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, that's also very close to architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Annie?
What's the question? Is
How has the subject been useful to you?
because my daughter, she is not good at math, so
Okay.
I became her tutor at home since she was in elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When my kids were in elementary school, they came up with this, I think it was called the Chicago method of math. And they showed it to me. I had no idea what they were doing. I was like, why can't they just teach you 1 + 1 = 2? But one interesting thing is when I was up until really probably about 15 years ago, when the high school kids took the SAT, they had to do it all on paper. They were not allowed to use calculators. So any math had to be on paper. And I was talking to a boy I know from church. He's now 17. He's going to college next year. He took the SAT 2 weeks ago, and they can use calculators, but he forgot his. They have calculators that they can loan to kids, but they didn't have any to loan to him, so he had to take the SAT without the calculator, and he didn't do very well because of that. Don't think that's fair that they give some people calculators and not others. Okay. We kind of talked about this, but at least with Yuchi, but we'll address it to everybody. Did the subject help you in your job and in your career? So, Xiaojun, I think you kind of answered this, but did it help you in your job?
Yes.
Okay.
It did. Yeah.
Okay. And how?
Mm-hmm. In the first 10 years of my work, because in that time we don't use the computer, just use the manually. Yes, I calculate the deposit and the loan interest.
Okay. Wow.
Yes. Yes.
Was that easy to do?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it was easy for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that
every day, we after work, I have to count and report.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. Annie, what about you? Other than helping your daughter, was it useful in your career?
No.
Okay. Okay. Quing, what about you?
Me, when I work, I was when I work a long time, I feel boring. I listen to music, so
Okay. All right. And Yuchi kind of answered this, but was it useful for you? You're muted.
Useful for my work and university.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. My like I said, my favorite subject was physics. and it was not very useful for any of the jobs I had. Probably the most useful subject, I'll ask you that, probably the most useful subject for all my jobs has been mathematics. Even with, as you know, I'm a computer programmer, and even in that, I do have to use really algebra and things along that line. So for me, the most useful subject is mathematics. Yuchi, what is the most useful subject for you?
Study.
这什么专业对你是很有用的？
Drawing.
Drawing. Okay.
Drawing. Yeah.
So like mechanical drawing, or
Mechanical.
just
Mechanical. Yeah.
okay.
Mechanical drawing. Okay.
Shajan, what's been the most useful subject for you?
I think math and literature.
Okay.
Yeah, literature can help me to understand. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned that, for me it would also probably be English, because that's where I learned the really the rules of English grammar, and now I'm using them for the classes. So
Yeah, I'm going to answer English. Yeah.
okay. Why?
Because I learned English for 3 years in China, just for middle school, 3 years. So when I went to the technical school, so we don't learn any English. But only 3 years, I have learned a lot of basic, like a lot of vocabulary and some past tense, future tense, program. It's very useful for me after I came to USA.
Yeah. Did you only have book English, or did you actually have practical English?
Book.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, even my niece, who she was born in 1991, so it was at a point where there were a lot of opportunities in China to learn English. Most of hers was book, and she did struggle when she first came here, because it's very different reading it and then actually using it. So.
And our English teacher is Chinese, so she teach English in Chinese.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I say, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was actually true when I was working there. All of my students had only Chinese teachers teaching English, and it was all from the book. So when they probably first 2 or 3 weeks of class, because to a native speaker, they did not understand anything I said. Yeah, it's very different hearing it.
Yeah, so in China, most people learn English well, but they can't speak English well.
Yeah, they can read. Maybe they can read English.
Read and write as well, but they can't speak English well. Yeah.
Yeah. when I was there was a student that was helping me, trying to teach me Chinese, and she was teaching me Mandarin, and she would occasionally we would go out like to a market or a shop or something, and she kind of forced me to speak Chinese, but everyone, all the store keepers, all the people I came across were local, and they spoke the Hanjonese dialect, and they had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had no idea what I was saying. So, yeah, yeah, it was a challenge. All right. Other than the time you spent in school, did you take any extra classes for it? So, Annie, what about you?
No, I self-teach.
Okay, self-taught. Yeah. Ching, what about you?
No, I didn't take an ESL class.
Xiaojian? Oh, sorry.
No, I didn't. That was not any extra classes in that time.
Okay. All right. Sorry, Ching, I cut you off. So, yeah, you said that you didn't, but
Oh,
you...
no problem. I finished.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay.
Yuchi?
Yes, I have. Sometimes attended training course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that when you were working or when you were in school?
Yeah.
When
Yes.
when you were working?
你是
Yeah.
工作的时候，还是在学校的时候去额外的课程？
Worker.
Okay.
When I was worker.
Was working.
Yeah. Okay. So let's stay on that topic. What about you, Xiaochen? Were there any courses or programs that you had to take for your job?
Yes, I told the adult education.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was working. Yeah.
Yeah. Quing, what about you?
No.
Okay.
No. After I finished, after I graduated from college, I didn't take any class. I'm lazy.
Yeah. I'm lazy too, but at work they made me do it. So, what about you, Annie?
In school or out of school?
Once you were working, so.
Yeah, I self-taught like a computer program. I learned C+ in school.
Okay.
But after graduate, I self-taught C++.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, there were some courses that were in some ways related to my work that I had to take. One thing they made me take at one of my jobs was a course in was it QuickBooks? So
QuickBook is
yeah.
Just for business.
Yeah, the reason for it was I was actually, again, this is part of my programming, but I was working with our accounting people, and the accounting people were using QuickBooks, so they wanted us to take it as well. And
Yeah,
then,
I use the QuickBook every day.
oh, okay. Yeah. We have a more where I work now is a much bigger accounting program that we use. But I also also took a course with, are you guys familiar with ADP? ADP is a big payroll company. So a lot of people, when they get their paycheck, it comes through ADP. And because we use that for our payroll, I also had to take a class with ADP. So, okay. This question, and really the last question on here, they phrase it as, is it important to study hard on both social sciences and natural sciences? I'm going to change that a little bit. Really, I'm changing it based on the answer they give. Students should study the ones they like and those that are helpful to their career path. So do you agree that they should only study hard for those that are helpful and useful to their career? Yuchi.
Okay.
Do you think they should only study hard in the classes that are useful to them?
Yes, it is. I think this is basis of learning, and it will have a certain influence and help.
Okay.
Okay.
Shajan, what do you think?
No, I don't think so. A lot of subject we learned at school that it doesn't useful in our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's not useful, then should you study it? Study hard.
Yes, we have we have
Okay.
to study hard.
Okay.
All of subject. Yeah, at middle school, high school. Yes.
Yeah. What about you, Queen? What do you think?
I agreed. Yeah, I studied. My major is accounting. I just study hard accounting subject. For
Okay.
example, financial accounting, QuickBook, Excel. So I use this every day in my work.
Yeah. Do you do any cost accounting?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, course in my country.
Yeah. Okay. I actually in college I did study accounting, and you know, it was financial cost and auditing, and I got to the point again. It's mostly a lot of it's mathematics, and so I got to the point that it was just too boring for me. Okay. What about you, Annie?
Not only for the helpful subject. Some subject, if you very interested in, but not very useful, you can also study hard. You don't know, maybe in the future, it becomes your career.
Exactly. That's that is what my answer would be. You know, I probably didn't study English as well as I should have. Actually, I didn't when I was in middle school or high school. It was just something that we had to do. I got to college, I had a really good teacher. And if back then, if you said I would really need to know the rules of English, not so much how to use it, speaking and writing, but actually know the rules and how to explain that, I would have told you that I'll never use this beyond speaking and writing. And like I said, now I'm teaching all this, and it's really good to know those rules. Because if I didn't know them, so yeah, I agree that you really should study all subjects as well as you can. You may not know that, you may not like them, you may not learn them very well. Like I could never learn chemistry very well, but I think it's important to put effort into it. So, all right. This actually was kind of short. There's not much else on this I want to ask. Anybody have any questions?
So
No, thanks.
Okay, so then I will see you all next week. Have a great week and a good evening.
see you
Thank
next.
you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you
Bye-bye.
next Sunday. Bye.
Bye bye.